Well, hey guys, this is DK Spencer, and this is a Mercury Rise Introbuster Gen 2. This is a Mercury Rise Introbuster Gen 1. So I did an unboxing and testing video of the new Introbuster Gen 2. If you haven't watched that, make sure to check it out. In the testing, I got the best numbers with the 10 gram AR tactical ammo, and that was like 51.6 something joules on a couple of the shots. Any of the ammo that I tested in that video, I got at least 50 joules out of it right out the box, completely unmodified, so that's pretty awesome. So you guys have seen me shoot this or my orange one in this configuration. So this has got the short ASA tuning chamber from Home Defense 24 and obviously an HPA tank. So I've got up to 130 joules out of mine on camera, and we did a video where I was shooting a ballistic skull with it sitting at 100 joules almost even. So definitely a lot of power with this. Now, I don't have an aftermarket barrel that'll fit this. Unfortunately, they're not interchangeable, but this part is. So what I'm going to do is take it off of this, put it on this, and test this one on air with the factory barrel and just see what we get for the heck of it. Won't that be fun? All right, let's see how hard it is to change. I always tell people that the X68s and the IntruBusters are the easiest thing in the world to modify. And they are. You literally don't even have to open them up to do it. So unscrew the tank, then we're going to unscrew the ASA. All right, then we're going to set this guy aside. Then we're going to take this cap off the back. Okay, then we're going to put this on this one. Now, when you're putting one on the other ones, you have to actually pull the trigger, or it won't go all the way up. Apparently, that's not a problem on these. And we're going to see how much our tank output is. All right, so we've got our 4,500 PSI tank here. So this is a carbon fiber. See, it's rounded, so you can tell that it's carbon fiber and it holds 4,500 PSI. If the tank has a flat bottom on it, it's typically aluminum, and it will only hold 3,000 PSI, no matter what the gauge goes up to, because sometimes you'll get a gauge that goes up to 5,000 on a tank that you're only supposed to fill to 3,000. So it's important to know that. This one you can fill to 4,500 PSI, and you can see that's about where we're at, so we're just about full. Now, some people get confused with this if you're new to this stuff. You've got two different sets of numbers, okay? So you've got the fill pressure, which with this tank it'd be 4,500, or with an aluminum tank it would be 3,000. Then you've got your regulator output pressure. So that's going to be anywhere from like 850 to 1,100. Some less, some more, but those are your typical ranges: 850, 900, 1,000, 1,100, like that. So that's how much power, how much air is coming out of your regulator, not how much you're putting into the tank to fill it up. So just bear in mind there's two different sets of numbers. So we've got this little gauge doohickey here that I put together. So I got this from McMaster Car, and I got this from Paintball Shop, I think A&S Gear or something, whatever. So you have to kind of make these things. I don't know anybody that sells something that's all together like this, but very, very handy if you're doing stuff with air, high pressure air, because a little bit of difference in your tank pressure makes a big difference in your overall power of your launcher. So we'll engage this. All right, so looks like we're at about 1,050. So it's maybe creeping up a little bit past 50, but so we're not quite to 1,100. So I'm going to say 1,050, maybe 1,060. It's barely just past it. So this is not all the way up to an 1,100 PSI output tank. So we could, theoretically, and I don't know how much this thing would handle, but I'm pretty positive it would handle 1,100 pretty easy. So We'll find out. I'm going to use the 10 gram AR Tactical Joules just because that's what we got the best numbers with before. So for any noobs out there, just bear in mind if the feet per second is not as fast as you may expect it to be, it's because I'm using a really honking heavy ball. We could obviously put a 3 gram ball like Byrna uses and get ridiculously higher numbers, but I'm after power, not numbers of feet per second. Alright, and with this guy, if you're using balls, you can +1 it. A little harder to do if you're using shape projectiles, but anyway, so there's that. And we'll go ahead and screw this part on. Alright, and let's take it back there and see what's up. So that's a mean looking little mamma jamma right there, ain't it? I'm digging it. Alright, so these balls are called 10 gram, but they're actually 9.87 gram is the average on them. So that's what we'll be using for our calculations. I see you. Right? Okay. Alright, enough of that. Okay. Point this thing in a safe direction as I engage it and hope it don't blow up on me. Alright, that's a good sign. Whoa! I don't know why I didn't shoot at the metal, but 398. I'll tell you what the joules are in a second on that. Let me shoot one at the metal. Straight through it. 396. Woohoo! Woo, yeah. I don't know that I need to shoot the metal anymore, but we'll do one more just for, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a couple more. Who knows? Straight through it. 394. Wow. Well, that one didn't go through it. It busted it real good, but 398. Straight through it. 392. Straight through it. 394. And just to show you guys, look, I'm just going to show you real quick how fast that this thing could be with some light ammo. Hold that thought. All right, I'm going to drop a Byrna Kinetic because they use really light stuff to brag about those feet per second numbers. And we'll just see. I don't know if it'll even read it completely. I forget what this goes up to, but. And notice that didn't even go through it. That just put a dent in it. Like I always say, heavier is better, up to a degree anyway. So 658. I want you to take a screenshot of that. All right, let me give you all some numbers. Hang on. Now, the people that talk about, you know, that you want the velocity and all that stuff, most people get it, but the people that don't get it, look what the heavy ammo did. It completely demolished it. Look what the light Byrna ammo did. All it did was give us some numbers we could brag about. But look at the difference in damage. That's insanely different right there. I mean, insanely different. All right, so check that out. So the best we got was 72 joules, factory barrel, just adding the air tank at, you know, less than 1100 psi, 1050, 1060 psi. So very, very consistent. We could have kept going. It's a big, you know, 4500 psi fuel pressure tank. So we could definitely got a lot more shots out of it. Unlike CO2, it's not going to always be on a steady decline, you know. Now, look here, with the 2.96 gram Byrna kinetic round, we got a whopping 658 feet per second, which was only 59.22 joules. So again, heavier balls are better for power, and obviously looking at that metal for, you know, destruction too. So, all right, I'll quit beating that dead horse. No. But I like that, man. That's a perfect little setup right there. It's just perfect size. I dig it.